Mic check. Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again. All about the gambling content, getting it out every week for y'all. We cashing out. We making that cash, that money. But I'll start off first. Apologies. Man, we usually get our gambling content out every Thursday before the Thursday night football games, once a week. Every bet that the crew has placed, we put it in our descriptions if you don't want to listen to my voice, because I go solo every week. Last week the craft man joined me. We still put out our dynasty content and our players and a redraft and all that good stuff. We do that still all the time, but we want to make sure we get our gambling picks out there. So I just want to say apologies for not getting it out Thursday. Me personally, I hit on that Rams +3, making some money. Me and Phil, we always come up with our little theories for the week of what's happening. When we look at some game lines, I'll fill you in on that. If you want to see bets like that ain't part of the podcast, man, join me on the Discord. Go look, check the description, add me on the Discord. Matt Hammond and the Poor Man P. Miller, we building it up. Specifically, get that gambling chat. So join me in the Discord. Up to 20 members. Let's get it rolling. YouTube, if you want to hear me on YouTube, we're adding our podcast to the tubes. Right now it's on audio only, but then eventually we'll get it all on there and we'll roll some videos out there. So like I said, join the Discord if you want to conversate. I know some of y'all have start-sit questions for us every now and then. Well, from SoCal, if you're out there, join the Discord. Y'all can hit us up. I'll message you back. Poor Man P. Miller will message you back. We'll make it work. But with that said, let's get on to it. Gambling, week 8, money. Let me recap real quick. Hold up. Week 7, we was 8-2. We were 8 for 10 on game lines this year. We're 60% from the field, damn it. 60% from the field. That's money. Shout out to the Poor Man P. Miller. Shout out to the Craft Man, Swizzy. Real money right there. 8 out of 10. We're 56 of 93 on the year. That's 60%. That's insane. Cash it. Over and unders. Had a rough week. 2 for 7. We're at 45%. But with that said, over and unders, they hard to do. We still a little bit below 50, but we're going to get that thing on up. Week 8, gambling slate. So this is always every week. Me and the Poor Miller, I give y'all a little insight on what we talked about. Me and Phil has decided that the public has won 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, the public has come out on top. This is Vegas week, I think. I think we're going to see a lot of underdogs covering spreads, underdogs winning, and I think we're going to see the under. We're going to be catching the under on some of these games, even though I know the over. A lot of the public is on the over. I'm going to cut that out this week. I like to bet on and off with Vegas and with the public at times, so I don't go straight Vegas, straight public. And that's the reason why me and the Poor Man P. Miller have been hot this year, making that money. First off, starting it off, Green Bay, -4.5. That's our most common one if there was a lock of the week. Green Bay, -4.5. Versus Jacksonville. Next, we got Philly versus Cincinnati. Under 47 points. I know everybody's looking at the over, and I get it. And the secondary is bad and all that good stuff. I just think expect a slow week. Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. Under 46. Tampa Bay is a little banged up. Atlanta, you can't really trust Atlanta. You can't really trust them like that. I'm hitting them on the under. I know Atlanta played their best game this year versus Tampa Bay, but I would say let's lower expectations this week. I love my Falcons. Under 46. Dallas +4.5 versus San Fran. I'm trying them out. I'm trying out the Cowboys. I know last year they started off like this. Then they turned it up for the back half of the year. So I really don't even trust them motherfuckers. +4.5. But it'll be all right going against San Fran. San Fran's a little beat up and banged up. Houston, -5.5 versus Indy. That is the public's most popular bet right there. The bet that I've seen the most that the public has put out there, -6 Houston, -5.5. I've seen it bet down to -5. But so I see that one all the time, but the money keeps coming down, which means money's definitely going on Indy. So I'm not sure what to think about that one. And then Buffalo -3 versus Seattle. And that is our game lines. We got 6 game lines for you. A little bit smaller slate this week, but that's just how the crew rolls. If we don't like a line, we ain't placing a bet on it. We're not going to put our name on it and put it on the podcast if we don't like it. We're coming out here to shoot perfect. 60% for the field. We're trying to make it 65 now. So like I said, 6 games. Green Bay -4.5. The under on Philly and Cincy. Atlanta and Tampa Bay, the under. Dallas plus 4.5 on San Fran. Houston -5.5 versus Indy. Buffalo -3 versus Seattle. Cash it. Knock it down. Make some money. But this is what y'all really want to know. I know y'all really want to hear the overs and unders, and I got it. And like I say, before every episode, I probably didn't say it this time, but check the description. You don't even got to listen to the episode if you don't want to. Check the description. Every bet that the crew has placed will be in the description. Give us that 5-star review and then tell your friends about the podcast. J.K. Dobbins, over 0.5 touchdowns. Bounce back week for Dobbins. Tyreek Hill, over 6.5 receptions. I'm at 6 receptions, and I know it, man. Tua being back, golly, I fucking love it. We need him back. We need these guys getting healthy. Them Rams receivers, too. Joe Mixon, over 79.5 rushing yards. And I got him at over, I think it was, I forgot to write the rest of it down, but over on his rushing attempts, I think it's 18.5. I'm expecting a big Joe Mixon week this week. David Montgomery, over 0.5 touchdowns. Devonte Smith, over 59.5 receiving yards. That motherfucker got me -2 yards last week. That's all right. Every now and then, players have a bad game, but the Eagles, they really didn't even need Devonte Smith. So over 59.5 receiving yards. Aaron Jones last night, we hit on that. Total 68.5 yards. Shout out to Noah Dick Blower. Shout out to the Craft Man. Hitting on that one. Russell Wilson, over 199.5 pass yards. Brian Thomas Jr., over 56.5 receiving yards. Tua Tagoviola, longest completion, over 37.5 yards. Probably to Tyreek, and then to cap it off, to end it off, our 11th over and under, I got Baker Mayfield, lower, under 226 passing yards. We always like to throw a little under in there, a little longest reception, longest completion. We always slide that in there. Shout out to Swizzy. Shout out to Craft Man. Shout out to Noah Dick Blower. Shout out to the Poor Man P. Miller. As a team, the crew, we put these gambling bets together right here. Total, that's 18 bets, 17, 18 bets that have been placed. C Swizzy, always placing bets. He's got me like 4 or 5 parlays in that motherfucker on my group chat. If you want to see those, let me know. We'll throw it in the Discord and we'll see all Chris's parlays. He likes to shoot for the big money. So does the Poor Man P. Miller. He hit on an 8-leg parlay. If you want to see that kind of stuff, join the Discord. Hop on it. We play some bets on the pod and put our name on it. And then we gamble out throughout the weekends and we try to make that money. And we're hot right now. I know for a fact I've won 8 out of my last 10. 8-2 on the game lines. I could have a whole lot more money if we quit doing these underdogs. But, hey, over and unders, get them on Underdog, PrizePicks, Dabble. Go check out Dabble, a new one. Me and C Swizzy done hopping on that one, checking it out, seeing what it's like. Trying to make that money. But with that said, everybody, thank you. Like I said, thank you for listening to the podcast. I apologize for not getting it out on Thursday like we always do. Man, we busy. Craftman's busy. Sweezy's busy. Matt Ham is busy. Poor Man P. Bill is busy. And he's ugly. So, shout out. Thank you, crew, for, putting out the content. I don't do this by myself. It ain't just me hopping on a mic. I just want to say thank you for the fellas. And I want to say thank you for y'all. For listening to the podcast week in and week out and being patient with us. We've been pumping it out. Episode 200 coming out here soon. Go make some money. Cash it out. 5-star review. Tell a friend. But with that said, we're out.